BOEM's mission, among many, is we're responsible for federal offshore sand, so the leasing of sand, offshore sand and gravel deposits, which is federal waters is 3 miles and out, of course. And we found in other areas of the country, as opposed to the Northeast, that there has been a healthy desire for that sand among coastal states and in communities, especially, as you can imagine, in the Barrier Islands and the Gulf of Mexico and off Florida and other states coming up the coast in the Atlantic. And so the thinking on how MSP could really benefit the implementation of gaining safe access to that sand resource is what's sort of driving us. In the Mid-Atlantic, we have an RPB, of course, that's looking at it now. And we've had some individual beach nourishment projects off Dam Neck, Virginia, for example, and off New Jersey. What we're trying to do is to use the MSP process to create a regional approach to have safe access to that federal sand resource if the states and communities need the sand, which they probably will, with all the coastal resilience work that's ongoing now. And what will happen is the first thing we'll do is look at where the offshore federal sand deposits are located. We had a vessel that did a year-long survey off the coast this past year, and so that data will be shared. It'll come out through our portal. Once we characterize where those offshore federal deposits are, then the next thing to do is try to get a handle on how many potential coastal projects might want to use that sand. And the goal would be, instead of having like a first-come, first-served type situation, which has happened elsewhere where counties in Florida are kind of famous for fighting with each other, for example, to try to get sand resources. We're trying to avoid that kind of conflict in the Mid-Atlantic and hopefully in the Northeast at some point as we move further up the coast. And we think that by getting all the agencies, the entities together, state, federal, tribes, have reps on this working committee, everybody sort of knows what's going on. And it also helps with our research. It can point out, what environmental research is needed once we do start talking about specific projects and where we might, collaborate and leverage studies and things like that. So we're looking forward to some really good collaboration. And it's sort of a new use in the Mid-Atlantic, but it definitely is a new use in the Northeast. So.